Another incredible afternoon out here. We're gonna have a special wine. I'm invited to dinner today for really good friends, and he loves California claret, if you want, a Cabernet. So we're gonna try something within that range, but with a twist. Anyway, it's a round, as you can see, and it's the Tempest, a 2012 Tempest. I say a little bit of a twist because the Tempest is a majority Merlot wine. So it's really more of a right bank kind of wine. It's 50-60% Merlot, and there's Cabernet Sauvignon and Petit Verdot. So that's the kind of mix. It's been like this since the beginning. This is I think, first wine. The first vintage was 2002. And it's really the first wine I tasted when I went to visit with these guys in 2007, when they were still, working between barrels in somebody else's winery type of stuff. And it just left a really quite a special impression on me, which is kind of interesting because, as I said, it's primarily Merlot. And, we've all seen Sideways. We all have this problem with Merlot and have, whether it's psychological or others. And I know that I thought I did not like Merlot. And there's a lot of Merlot you try and you don't like. Even in Saint-Emilion and other things, just doesn't have necessarily to be all the bad Merlot. But somehow Merlot is a tricky one for me. But this wine I've always really liked a lot. And there's some other Merlots that maybe we'll try together one day that I have that have just been incredible to my taste anyway. So I thought maybe my friend would, Tara would enjoy this because it's a twist. It's a Cabernet. It's a sort of a Bordeaux blend from California, from an amazing winemaker. Very special bottle, but it's a twist because it's predominantly Merlot. So let's see what we have together here. If you look at the color, it's just incredibly dark. It's really red, bloody, thick. It's got a little bit of a range, normal. It's a 9-year-old bottle. These wines, the Tempest, all of the Ram wines age incredibly well. But on the scale, if you want, the Tempest are enjoyable earlier, and they're really good out of the gate. So this is and I've had some of this 2012 in the past, and it was really good. On the nose, it's just like this really, it's a little bit of this sort of milk chocolate. So maybe it's a little bit sweet, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm not a big milk chocolate fan. And a lot of fruit, deep, dark, really jammy kind of fruit. That's what you get on the nose. So it's that sort of, it's sweet, it's deep, it's really, and on the end, you've got that little bit of that cassis. That's sort of what's coming out now. So she's again in the dark, deep, sort of sweeter, when you make like your Bon Maman blackcurrant, jam. The alcohol comes through, but nothing really overpowering. It's just really very, very nice. I mean, the alcohol is well integrated. You have some legs, but not a lot. It's pretty high alcohol, 14.5%. 2012 was the first of the amazing years in California for the last sort of stretch. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe not so much, but still pretty good. 18, 19. And I think, unfortunately, it all has to do with the drought, but the flip side of that is you've had some amazing years. It's funny because I think that's the Merlot. The Merlot has a little bit of the bitter aftertaste, and you can see it right here in the front, not just in the back. So, but actually, it's really nice. It's not like this, oh, it's bitter. And it really mixes very well with everything to give you this, just between the fruit and a little bit of the bitterness, you've got this amazing silkiness, and I don't know how to describe that, that just, it's velvety, it's very smooth, it's really silky in the way it travels, sort of through your tasting system, if you want to describe it that way. And it's really gonna be just amazing. I think with the dinner, I didn't steal too much. I mean, of course, I have to taste the bottle before I take it, and I thought I'd have a little bit just to make this video, but I'm glad I did. Hopefully, it's different enough from a predominantly Cabernet kind of wine. I think it's got its own characteristic in terms of the slight bitterness, the sort of milk chocolate, the fruit, and the really silkiness that just kind of doesn't really hit you over the head like a big Cabernet, but at the same time, it's got a lot to say. And I hope that's the kind of combination that's going to be, that's going to make an impression. Anyway, cheers and see you soon.